It's day 3 of fuel demonstrations, with protesters now blocking critical fuel depots in Cork, Limerick and Galway. A request was made overnight for the Defence Forces to assist with the removal of vehicles, but demonstrators show no sign of backing down. We're joined in studio now by the Minister for Justice, Jim O'Callaghan. Thanks indeed for joining us in studio, Minister. As we said there, the help of the Defence Forces was requested last night. As of now, there's no sign of them. When do you expect the Defence Forces will move into these various locations?
Well, can I say at the outset, Tommy, it's my preference, it's the preference, I know, of Minister McEntee and the government that these protests would come to an end peacefully. Nobody wants to see the Gardaí or the Defence Forces involved in confrontation where the protests are taking. And that's why I would again appeal to the protesters. We have heard them loud and clear. There's been a very lengthy protest, and I'd ask them now to call it off, because it's now damaging the interests of Irish people. Irish people are being damaged by this. In terms of the answer to your question, obviously I'm not going to get into operational detail, but it is true that An Garda Síochána, as they do frequently, sought the aid and the civil aid of the Defence Forces. I want to thank the Defence Forces for agreeing to provide that civil aid. But in terms of operational matters, I'm not getting into them.
Well, that request was made overnight and formally this morning. You'll have seen at the top of our bulletin there's no sign of these protesters moving. So are you going to sit down and talk with them as they've requested, or are you going to remove their vehicles?
I would ask them to do the most preferable thing. And the preferable thing is that they would stop their protest. The protest has now gone on for 3 days. And as I said, it's having a very damaging influence. We've seen fuel depots which are blocked. Like, the purpose of these protests was to protest about the price of fuel. We're now going to be in a situation where people won't have access to fuel.
The protesters have said they will talk to government, but they want to talk to government, and some have suggested they could end the demonstrations within an hour if that meeting is agreed to by the government.
Well, can I just say to you, there are diverse people representing different views at different locations, and that's why government has consistently sought to engage with national democratic organisations, people who represent the interests of hauliers, people who represent the interests of farmers. But the government has to represent the interests of the general Irish public. And this is now very damaging to them. We saw in your report about how a woman trying to get to a maternity hospital was affected as a result of the protest. And I would appeal to the protesters to recognise that government has heard them. And would they now please call off their protest, because the damage they're inflicting is damage they're inflicting to us.
Well, you'll have heard them say
Irish
that
people.
they don't believe that those established associations represent them. They want a meeting with the government. This is day 3 of this demonstration now. We see the consequences: a gridlocked city, petrol stations running out of fuel. Some have already run out of fuel. The impact on essential services that could flow from that. Is it time to sit down?
But I was interested to see that a number of government TDs went to one of the protests in Galway and didn't get a very positive reception. So what I would urge the people to do is, if they want to try to communicate on their own behalf, let them set out their list of what the issues are. Like, government is aware of the pressures that people are under as a result of the Iran war. But it is surprising that we find ourselves in this country that the most damage that's been affected to the people of the country is by our own people as a result of the
Some
protests.
of them have said that they wrote to the government and they did list out their demands. They include things like a price cap. Why is there no indication from the government yet as to what sort of assistance the government may provide people? You have said it's under review.
Yeah.
Would you not give people a bit more?
But we have brought in measures already worth 250 million, probably the most generous measures brought in by a European Union country.
Not enough, they would say.
I know it's not enough, but if an individual goes out, and these aren't protests anymore, they're now blockades of critical infrastructure. If the message goes out that if you block critical infrastructure, if you park your truck in the middle of O'Connell Street, you can expect to come into government and set out your demands. And what happens if government says to these people, sorry, we can't agree to those demands? The likelihood is that they're just going to go out and protest again. So there is a democracy here. People are elected to represent the interests of the Irish people. That is Dáil Éireann, and that's our elected democracy. And I would appeal to the people who are protesting to try to funnel their issues through their representatives or through their organisations. Government has heard them, but this has to come to an end. People are being damaged by this.
They remain in place so far. It's going to be hard to avoid clashes here, isn't it?
Well, no one wants to see clashes here. No one wants to see, and everyone recognises the pressures people are under as a result of the increase in fuel prices, as a result of the Iranian war. But we need to be recognise the fact that the government is trying to deal with this and is responding to it. But nobody wants to see violence. But also, a government can't sit idly by and see critical infrastructure blockaded, which is damaging the health and welfare of Irish people.
You said today that you think that there are malign influences here.
Well, I've seen online that people like Tommy Robinson or Stephen Yaxley Lennon, to give him his correct name, are seeking to advance and advocate that the Irish protests are supporting their political agenda. And I'm sure most of the protesters would be shocked to think that they are being manipulated or their message is being hijacked by people like him. So we need to recognise
I'm sure many of them would say that the demonstration started long before he started
maybe
commenting
so,
on it.
but now people are seeking to manipulate them and other forces are getting involved. And I would urge the people who were well-intentioned maybe in terms of the start of the protest, they wanted to peacefully protest. They've made their point. We've heard it, but now could they stop damaging the interests of the people in this country?
Just finally, Minister, we see the city centre today gridlocked. People walking to the airport on the M50 pulling suitcases, oil depots closed, a number of petrol stations running out of fuel. Fuels for Ireland warning that this will get a lot worse very, very quickly. Has the government lost control of the situation?
No, and I've just come from a very good meeting with Minister McEntee and senior officers in the Defence Forces and in Garda Síochána. Operational plans are a matter for them, but the government is aware of what needs to be done here. And what we can't do is just to allow a situation to continue where people can't get access to fuel, can't get access to critical infrastructure, and people walking to the airport. The people protesting need to think about the interests of other Irish people other than themselves. They need to adopt a selfless attitude and say, we've had our protest, it's now time to stop and advocate for change in the democratic way.
All right. Minister Jim O'Callaghan, thanks indeed for joining us on 6-1.